So word on the street is that many of you guys out there feel like you need to know how Michael Myers survived the fire at the end of the 2018 film. How did he survive the flames and the heat and the fire in Laurie Strode's basement? How did he get out of Laurie Strode's basement? You need to know this. No, you don't. You may want to know. You may feel like you need to know, but you don't need to know. Why? Well, because it's irrelevant. That movie is a shit show. What you think you see, what you think you hear, that's what it's about. It's all a theater of the mind. No, it's garbage. It's garbage. Mood and atmosphere. Now that I really like. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. Hey folks, how you doing? Dave McRae here. Okay, so in this video, I want to tackle that lingering question that appears to be, well, lingering, and no doubt has been tossed my way on a number of occasions. And I'm going to tell you what I've told these select people. And that is, of course, the question is, how did Michael Myers survive the fire at the end of the 2018 film? How did he get out of Laurie Strode's basement? And there's no doubt that there are some videos online that are tackling this question. There are many people that are theorizing and talking about how he got out. And there's no doubt that those videos are probably pretty cool. I haven't watched them, but I've seen the thumbnails, and I have no doubt that they're cool to watch. And they no doubt feed a certain part of the Halloween population that feels like they need to know. I come from the other side of the coin. No surprise there, right? Where I don't believe you do need to know. I don't think you may want to know, and I understand that because you're curious. How did he get out? But you don't need to know. And here's why you don't need to know, okay? Michael Myers in Halloween 2018 is supposed to be the same Michael Myers, from the 1978 original, okay? You don't need to know how Michael Myers got out of Laurie Strode's basement any more than you needed to know how he appeared to dematerialize in Mr. Riddle's backyard right in front of Laurie Strode. Laurie Strode is looking at Michael Myers standing in Mr. Riddle's backyard amongst the laundry sheets in the original Halloween. She does not turn away and then turn back to see that he's gone. No. She's locked right on him. The camera is on Michael, goes to Laurie, and then back to Michael, and he's gone. He's not there. And it freaks Laurie out that she slams the window down and she backs up like, what the fuck, right? You don't need to know how Michael survived the fire at the end of the 2018 film any more than you need to know how Michael survived 6 shots at the end of the 1978 film, got up and walked away. You don't need to know how Michael Myers survived the fire at the end of the 2018 film any more than you need to know how he survived being stabbed in the abdomen. You don't need to know how he survived the fire at the end of the 2018 film any more than you need to know how he can be there and then not there. That's part of his MO. That's part of his character. That's part of the enigma that is the shape. Once we start knowing how Michael, how the process is done, right, it removes the mystique and the anonymity, the enigma of the ambiguity of the shape. I mean, that's the whole point, right? Is we don't know how he does what he does. That's his MO. Had Michael's MO, had the magic trick been revealed, okay, had we been seeing the process of how things are done from Michael's perspective from the beginning, then I would say, yeah, yes, please tell us how he got out, right? But we don't know anything about how he does what he does. It's irrelevant. He just does. And as long as you make it appear weird for the characters in the movie, right? Like Laurie backed up from the window, right? When he was suddenly gone, right? And she's like, what the fuck? And then the phone rings and she's scared, like, what the hell was that, right? So as long as that same thing is carried over, maybe there's a bit of exposition where Laurie, Karen, and Allison are talking about how did he get out? It was so tightly locked. I don't understand, whatever the case is. As long as they acknowledge how weird it is, I'm okay with never, who cares? He just got out. He just got out. Yes, he's a human being, but he has that slight supernatural edge there, that something about him that we cannot quantify, we cannot grasp onto, we can't figure out. And that is part of his character. That's part of the MO. Seeing his process demystifies the shape. One of the things that, like, for example, in the 2018 film, that long tracking shot, the shot is really cool, right? Great shot, okay? It was a great shot. But I did not like that we could see Michael clear as day. And at the same time, although I really do like the shot, and it was really well done, there was something about seeing the shape's process, seeing him go through what he does, that felt strange to me. I didn't like seeing it. It's the same thing at the beginning of Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, when you see Michael climbing out of the mine or the grave or the mine shaft, whatever the fuck it was in there, right? He's climbing out, and then we see him, going down the river. It's like, I don't need to see this. I don't need to see his process of how he does what he does. I don't need to see it. He just does it, right? And it keeps the ambiguity and the mystique of the shape intact. It keeps the intact. If we start seeing how he does what he does, or knowing how he got out, or knowing his process, then it demystifies the shape and the character of Michael Myers. So that is why it is irrelevant. We don't need to know. I understand the want, the feeling like you do need to know, but when it comes to the character, when it comes to his MO, when it comes to, the character of Michael Myers, the audience doesn't need to know, because it's part of the game. It's part of the trick. So, at the end of the day, folks, we don't need to know. And more importantly, I don't want to know. I don't want to know how it's done. I want to enjoy the ride, man. I don't need to know, and I don't want to know, because he is the shape. Anyways, folks, my name's Dave McRae. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you want to follow me on Facebook, you can at facebook.com/manythingsdavemcrae. That's where I tend to post in the meantime and in between time. I'm not posting here. All my links are in the description, as well as links to my IMDb, my official website, merch store, Patreon, Instagram, Twitter. It's all down there. Check them out and click away until your heart's content. And so we don't need to know. It's irrelevant. I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.